Hello, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Alicia Linden, who's the Director of Marketing for Dream Vacations, CruiseOne, and Cruises, Inc. We are going to talk about, well, right now, at this time, the work they do with travel advisors is more important than ever. And this is Insider Travel Report. All right, so how are you and where are you?
So I'm doing great. I'm in my home office in Orlando, Florida, and I actually work home year round. I've been working from home for 8 years. So not too much a transition for me, but very comfortable and enjoying taking the virtual environment even a step further.
So now normally we talk with Rosemary Reed, and so tell us about her and what she's doing.
All right. So Rosemary is actually my former boss, and she's still with World Travel Holdings, but she's putting focus on our D2C division. So she's recently
I couldn't
been
catch that. You broke up. The which division?
the D2C, our direct to consumer division.
Great, great. So she excited?
She is. She's having a great time. I've been working with her for the 10 years I've been with the company. She's with the company several years before that. And as World Travel, even across the various divisions, there's so much we can leverage and learn from each other. So even though she's not directly in our business-to-business division with Dream Vacations, CruiseOne, and Cruises, Inc., she's very much engaged as the World Travel Holdings family.
Will you send her our regards, please?
I sure will.
So now the parent company is World Travel Holdings. How is it getting through the crisis from your point of view? And then we'll talk about each of the individual groups.
Sure. I think as a company, World Travel Holdings has always focused on our customers. And we look at our customers in two lenses. We have the end customer who is purchasing vacations. And then we have in our B2B division, we look at our customers as our agents. So that's Dream Vacations, CruiseOne, and Cruises, Inc. independent agents. And we just focus on assisting them so they can best support their customers. We know that there's a lot of questions out there, a lot of unknowns with all the changes and vacations and new policies that are going to be coming out. And so that's just our focus, is to be there for our customers.
And as you said, you've been working from home. In fact, most everybody there, you're already decentralized. That's one of the great things about your business. What's changed, though, since this crisis? Even though you're all in your homes, there's been change still. What's it like? What are the differences?
You know, I think that you're right. We've had this history. We've been working, the employees have been working remotely for upwards of 10 years now. Our agents have worked remotely their entire careers because we always have been a home-based model. But I think that it's kind of forced us to look at ways that we can work from home and engage with our customers differently. You know, we've always worked from home, but we didn't necessarily use Zoom like we are on today to engage with our customers. So we're really looking at that virtual environment and how can we engage with our customers and inspire them that way.
Okay, so is this what I'm hearing is that normally it's an email-based system, and suddenly now, because of the wanting to reach out, it's becoming a more visual, virtual way to communicate.
Exactly. That's exactly right. I love this example from one of our franchise owners. His name is Mike. He says, I didn't even know what Zoom was 2 months ago. And we put trainings out there and we shared some best practices so our agents could get educated on this. And he hosted a virtual travel event and sold 28 river cruises. And it's just incredible. He didn't even know what Zoom was, and now he's selling 28 river cruises from it. And we're having fun. We've got other agents who are doing like wine and cheese travel trivia nights. And it's very interactive. The group comes, everyone brings their trivia questions, and they pair the wine and the cheeses together. So, you know, whether it's a little bit more on a sales focused or just engaging and inspiring people for those vacations. And
so you're saying it's really going to change how business is done in the future?
I think so. I think it's forced us to do it in this environment, but then I think it's also inspired us to continue it going forward.
Right, right.
And we use a lot of, we leverage a lot of data to guide our strategy. And even in this virtual environment, the data is telling us that customers want joyful distractions, Alan, what better way to have a joyful distraction than to talk about vacations, right? But they're also looking for help and comfort. They want to know, how do I navigate this situation, and what do I do with my FCC, and what does this mean? What does the policies mean? And so we want to make sure that we're covering both of those bases.
And I'm trying to imagine, I haven't been in one of these sessions, but I can imagine where a travel advisor is leading it and all their clients are on screen and they're all talking to each other about their hopes and their fears, and they're coming up with a common consensus of how to move forward. And that's got to be kind of helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some of the virtual events are a little more intimate, you know, maybe 10 or fewer people. And some of them are large groups that have to pre-register for these sessions. But you're absolutely right. It's people just talking to each other, getting inspired. You know, maybe they were a little disappointed. They had a big celebration or an anniversary or family vacation that was canceled. And now they can just get, you know, excited about the future trip and what that's going to look like.
So we wrote about how you guys came to the rescue of the travel advisor because they were kind of in the beginning, they didn't know where to turn. What did you do initially?
So what we did initially was we stopped any sort of marketing messages that were focused on sales or promoting product or promotions or anything like that. It wasn't the time for that. We just wanted to go out to market and let customers know that we are truly in this together. We are your travel advocates. You know, we're in the know. We get this information first because of the relationships we have with suppliers. And so we're here for you. You know, let's talk about the canceled cruises. Let's talk about what your options are. So we had a few weeks of marketing where it was just that. And then we had to slowly, of course, transition back to, you know, the sales and the promotions and promoting the various products. What's interesting is that it's also kind of shifted the types of products that we promote. You know, World Travel Holdings has and always will be dominant in cruise, and that's not going to change. But we've gotten a lot of demand recently for domestic travel. You know, so folks, they're excited. They want to travel, but maybe they just want to start domestically first, knowing that a lot of our domestic travel opportunities are going to open first.
Now, one of the things that I want to make sure, you know, we have over 100,000 travel advisors watching. Some are members, some heard about you, some have never heard about you. So what I wanted to say was that that Dream Vacations grew out of CruiseOne and Cruises Inc. because you're not just selling cruises. And so I would assume that these travel advisors are now making sure that message is out there to their clients.
And that's absolutely right, Alan. And I appreciate you bringing that up. But we absolutely will continue to dominate in cruise, and that included in the message. But we have a great opportunity right now to give customers what they're looking for. And if that's domestic travel, we're here to support them. If they're more comfortable in the short term, you know, going on a resort vacation, we're here for them too. And our agents have all of that expertise, and that's what's so great about it.
I would assume that initially everybody had to be trained and helped to figure out how to go from cancellations to postponements and how to do that effectively. How did you reach out and help the travel advisors with that?
Yeah, there was actually two ways we look at training. So we help our agents who are on board with us. There was a wide range of training, whether we conducted it internally with our corporate team. We had a lot of senior executives from the various cruise lines and land destinations join us for webinars and these virtual training events to just help educate. We also have our private intranet. We call it the Business Center. So we keep all of our information, all of the cancellation policies up to date there. And then for the end consumer, we also have it updated on our website, and we promote it in all of our weekly emails. So we constantly want, whether it's our agents or whether it's the end consumer, we want them to know that we have this information readily available for them and we're their resource. But the second way, when you talk about training that we had to adapt, was our initial franchise training for those who are joining us completely new.
No,
and
we were talking about that. The first time travel advisor, this is a hell of a time to come aboard.
Yeah. We, you know, our new agents have not been discouraged. We had several in the pipeline who were scheduled to come to an in-person training at our world headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. And all of those folks immediately jumped on board to take a virtual initial franchise training. Not a single one of them declined. Every one of them did it. We've been getting great feedback about the virtual environment and keeping that engagement and that relationship building going virtually. But we continue to recruit new agents, and all of our initial training is now virtually. So we had to adapt and change in many different ways, but I'm thankful to say that it's going really well.
And you may continue to do it virtually just so that it's easier. But then again, it's nice to have them travel down to the headquarters.
Sure. Yeah. I think we have to see what that's going to look like, when things return to normal. Maybe it's a hybrid of virtual and in person. Maybe folks have the option. I know there's a lot of people join our organization and they still have a full-time job. So maybe the virtual would be better for them.
Do you have access to stats? Would you be able to tell us how the travel advisors were able to, what percentage canceled of the clients, what percentage postponed, and what about new bookings for 2021?
We are booking both 2020 and 2021 and beyond vacations. We've really had a focus on helping our customers who are holding an FCC, letting them know what their options are. Of course, there's a lot of great promotions and incentives out in the marketplace to encourage folks to redeem their FCC. But we've had a lot who are choosing to rebook. They're keeping excited. They want to continue dreaming about that vacation in the future. So we have had a lot of rebooks and we're excited about that.
Well, it's just so much information. I mean, we're covering it, every single cruise line, every single tour company. And so help is needed. And I'm sure that you're giving it to them. Let me ask you this. What should all travel advisors be doing right now with this pause?
Sure. So, and it's funny because a lot of people think that you have this pause in booking a lot of new vacations, but you're still very busy because you're servicing a lot of your clients with the rebooking and answering the questions, that customer service component of it. But I will tell you, a lot of our agents have taken advantage of finally getting around to that training that they've had on their list, but they never had the time to do, or getting certified in certain specialties. So definitely leveraging some downtime to get the trainings completed.
So that's what they should do. Now, what should they be saying to clients about the future?
We have advised our agents to really stick to the facts. Customers are confused. They're looking for answers. They're trying to understand what their options are. And, you've got the airlines and the cruise lines working with the CDC and other health organizations really to determine what are those new health and safety protocols. And so as soon as we have that information, we're communicating it with our customers. And I think it's more so they have the answers. They're going to be more confident in traveling again.
How are Drew and Debbie, and what is the messaging that they're giving out to travel advisors at this time?
So Drew and Debbie are really the face of our B2B division with our CruiseOne, Dream Vacations, and Cruises Engagements. And they've been really helping our agents keep everyone encouraged. Every Monday, we've got a Motivational Monday virtual call with all of our agents that Drew hosts. We get Debbie's thoughts every Monday via an email. Every Wednesday, we have an engagement call. So we're constantly connecting, and we always have. But I think that we're doing it now more than ever, and we're just making sure that everyone's spirits are up and we're all, helping each other out during this time.
So what message would you have to travel advisors who are maybe alone and they're just floating out there looking for support?
Yeah, I would say don't go at it alone. You join a host or a franchise organization who has the relationships with the suppliers, who already has the tools, the training, the marketing, the technology. So you're not doing all of that on your own, and you can really focus on building those relationships and servicing your customers.
So what's going to happen with the yearly conference where all the travel advisors get together and you guys get to tell them all the newest things? I mean, obviously you could do it virtually, but what's the plan if not?
Well, right now, our plan is that if ships are sailing in November, our national conference is on. We've got 1,000 people to join us on board, all of our agents. No one has canceled. We are all so excited. This is what we refer to as our annual family reunion. And you've joined us many years, Alan, so you've seen it yourself. But we really look at ourselves as a family. We have a very much of a family culture in our organization. And so this is an opportunity for everyone to network. And after the year that we've had, everyone's very much looking forward to it. I will tell you that we also do regional trainings throughout the nation, and those have all been transitioned into virtual events. So we actually have our first virtual regional training next week. It'll be a 2-day event, all conducted virtually with our agents who join. Those we typically have about 150 or 200 agents who join us, as opposed to the national conference, which is always on board, a week-long sailing, and that's upwards of 1,000 people.
And so where is the conference? Have you guys thought about that yet?
Yes, so the conference is on Celebrity Apex, brand new ship, and it's sailing November 7th.
Now, we've got, I keep bragging how many travel advisors we have watching. What do you want them to know? Any final words?
You know, I would just like to tell travel advisors, you are in this business because it's a relationship-based business. You've built your trust with your customers over the years, and that will continue to flourish as you provide help during this time. And so this industry is resilient, you're resilient, and let's just keep dreaming, because those future vacations are waiting, and I can't wait to go, and I know you can't either.
That's great. Great summary. Well, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it, and I hope everyone is staying well.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.